Greetings, Virgo family members. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Who Sees Tarot. This is going to be a general reading for the month of June for the astrological sign of Virgo. Virgo family members, let me start by thanking you very much for the wonderful and pleasant and encouraging comments that some of you have made. Thank you so much. And thank you for liking and thank you for subscribing. As you know, my YouTube channel is relatively new. This is only my third month, and I'm really encouraged and excited about what's going on and how well we're being received. So with that being said, I want to say thank you, and I want to introduce myself a little closer, a little further to my listening audience. So what I'm offering this month, for the month of June, for the first 100 people that would reach out to me through my email, I'm going to offer full-length readings at only half price. And that's going to be, I'm going to spell out the details to that at the end of the reading. But I wanted to say thank you to you all, and I want to get right into this reading because Virgo, you're going to have an interesting month, and I can see that. You're really being very strong and independent. Let me look at some of the astrological perspectives as we start our reading. You're starting out your month around the 9th of June with a full moon in Sagittarius, and it's in your 4th house. So the full moon brings things to the surface. Sometimes it ends things, but it brings things to the surface and makes you decide. It brings you to a place where you can make a comfortable decision, where you can examine things. And this is perfect for this moon to be in the sign of Sagittarius, because the sign of Sagittarius is the truth seeker. It is the adventurer. It is the sign of those who would go beyond the normal trend in finding truth and in finding meaning to life. And it's in your 4th house, which means that this is going to affect you, or it's going to bring a highlight and energy to your family base, to your real estate, to where you live, to how you function on a daily basis and with whom you function. It really is the family house. The 4th house is really family, but it also is structure and real estate, as in where you live. On the 24th of the month, Libra family members, you're going to have a new moon, bringing new light, new beginnings, excitement, and enthusiasm. And that's going to be in your 11th house, and it's in the sign of Cancer. In your 11th house, that's going to bring a highlight to your goals, your ambitions. In addition, the 11th house also deals with the public and your groups, organizations, committees, how you interact with the public in general. But if you look at it from the perspective of your hopes and your dreams, your ambitions, it works out really smoothly, because it's a kind of a time, because the moon is in Cancer, and Cancer and the moon, they make a very emotional arrangement. So you're going to be very emotional. Not to say that you're going to be running around crying and acting like that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is it's going to be a very deep time for you around the 24th of the month, as you look at your hopes and your dreams and your ambitions, Virgo family members. Alrighty, let's move into our sacred tarot reading. And I've already invoked the spirit guide to give us guidance and clarity and truth, and to help us to see what information we need for the month of June for the astrological sign of Virgo. Virgo, I see really, you're looking very strong, and I mentioned that right in the beginning, because as soon as I laid the cards out, I see your strength. I see your independence. I see you coming from a place where perhaps there was more money flowing. So we're going to get to the bottom of that. Perhaps there was more money flowing, and that money has sort of dried up for you right now, Virgo family. But I do see in the center of your reading, I see you standing as sort of like the master of your own fate. I see you really, really strong, very much in control. And in fact, your vibrations have been so strong that your vibrations are attracting love. You're attracting love to you. There are energies in the universe that are admiring you. There are now this love that looks like it's coming or wants to come into your life. Not really sure if you want it, because the Spirit God has laid out the cards indicating that you actually are in some type of a zone. You're like in this really strong zone, and you're not really looking at the love. But for those of you Virgo family members who are interested in love, who are interested in romance, etc., then just be aware that it's coming. It might even be in your circle right now. Maybe you need to just open your eyes and be aware of it if that is what you're interested in at this time in your life. Virgo family members, I do see in your mind, you've had a change of mind. Something has happened and you've grown. There's been some amazing growth in your maturity and in the way that you see things. There's some wisdom that has taken place, and that wisdom that you have achieved is going to take you to the next level in life. I also see where some of you are very, very comfortable with a friendship, or sort of like an equal relationship. I see where some of you, maybe you're starting to look at your friend, or maybe you're starting to date, and this relationship is starting out sort of like friends, because I see a very comfortable and strong friendship card in your reading of Virgo family members. In your advice section, the Spirit Guide is telling us clearly, we do see that you have been dealing with some jealousy and some backbiting. And the Spirit Guide is aware of that, and we're going to get some clarity about that and what you can do about that and how that's going to play out for you. Some of you have changed your mind, which is very good. Some of you were thinking about taking a long-distance trip. And that long-distance trip, it's probably talk going around you. Maybe some friends or family members want to take a long-distance trip. And the Spirit Guide is showing me this is not a good time for you to travel, not just yet, but we'll get some clarity in a few moments. In addition, I do see where some of you perhaps have received some news that was probably a little bit troubling. The news maybe it was a little vague. Maybe it didn't give you the answer that you wanted. It also could be news that is coming, and that news that is coming is not really clear. Now, you know what I'm talking about more than I do, Virgo family members, but I will get some clarity from our Spirit Guide in a few moments. I also see that your final outcome card is indicating that there's been a question, or there's been some challenges made to you about you working with groups. It seems like, as I mentioned in the beginning of your reading, this came through very strongly, this independent nature. And so there are people that want to work with you. They want to invest in you. They want to invest time, money, and energy into you, but you're kind of reluctant to accept that. And we'll get some clarity about that in a few moments, but the Spirit Guide is showing me that. And these people, they have some expertise. They do have something to contribute, but you're really kind of independent. You're in your own little thing right now. And I see that coming through rather strongly, Virgo family members. You are dealing with some busyness, some strife, some stress. And this stress is going to come to an end. Your personal stress inside of you is going to come to an end. However, I do see you dealing with some conflict, dealing with some busyness. This could be related to your job, just some stuff going on. And it's coming from different people in your environment. But you're handling it, and you will handle it. There is a need, though, Virgo family members, there is a need for you to begin to think about ways of pampering yourself, because I see a lack of balance. There's some imbalance in the way that you have been taking care of yourself. So perhaps this would be a good time during this month for you to spend some time with you and some time for you to get into yourself and do some caring, some self-care. Virgo family members, I do see some of you are taking a nice little road trip, which is great. And I don't have to emphasize the dual meaning of this particular card because, as I mentioned, you already are feeling rather strong and independent and in control of your life. And this is good. Virgo family members, I do see, as I mentioned, some of you are going to take a trip. A local trip, a road trip, nothing, you're not, this is not a good time for flying necessarily, and this may not be a good time for you to take that vacation that you so well deserve, but there is going to be some short distance trip, a little weekend getaway and things like that. So this is good, and when that offer comes, or if you are thinking about that, Virgo family member, the spirit guide is telling me to tell you this is a good time for you to do it. It's going to be a beautiful little getaway for you. Some of you have experienced or you have heard some news that perhaps was it was related to your job or a job that you wanted. And Virgo family members, this news did not come in a favorable way for the moment. At this moment, the job that you wanted, the opportunity that you wanted, did not actually come through as you wanted it to, but the spirit guide is showing me to tell you, although this particular opportunity did not come through as you wanted it, there is money coming. There's a better offer coming. So for some of you Virgo family members, there's a better offer that's coming, better than the one that you wanted. There's a better offer, and this one is coming with more money. Virgo family members, let's look at your future position. As we move into your future, Virgo family members, the spirit guide is telling me that there's a masculine energy that is in your presence or will be in your presence in the not too distant future. And that masculine energy is an intelligent person, a very intelligent masculine energy, articulate, perhaps formally educated person. And this person is in your circle. And as I told you, the spirit guide is showing me that card that indicates love is being offered, but you're in your own little zone. So as you're in your zone, yeah, I do see that masculine energy is coming and offering, but you may not be interested. But this person that is making the offer is a good person for you to hook up with if you should so desire. But this is not a time of rest, meaning that this is not a time to chill. There's something, you're going to have to do some work and you're going to have to do some movement. This is not pause time for Virgo family members. Actually, this is a time for some of you Virgo family members to take a leap of faith. This is a time for you to actually stretch out on one of your ideas. Some of you have had some creative ideas, or you've had some entrepreneurial ideas, and this is a good time for you to take that step. However, I always say that as you're taking this leap of faith, you should put together a plan. You should put together a written plan so that you'll be able to have something to refer to. Now, your plan can be changed. You can modify your plan as you go forward, but you certainly should move forward with your ideas, Virgo family members. The spirit guide is showing me that some of you are going to have to make a decision, and you're going to make a good decision, but this decision relates to your future. So some of you are perhaps standing at a crossroad, perhaps at a sort of a professional impasse where you're trying to decide what direction to go into. Or to go in, I should say. Virgo family members, you are going to make the right decision for your future. You are going to make the right decision because right now where you are, you do have to change some things about moving forward in your future. You're going to have to move forward, but you're going to have to make some changes, and there's a decision, a major decision that you're going to have to make. And the spirit guide is saying to me to tell you that when you do make the decision, it's going to be the right one, And it's going to bring you to a bountiful place. It's going to bring you, particularly, it's going to bring some peace to your home, Virgo family. It's going to bring some peace to your home. It's going to bring some stability. It's going to bring a continuum of stability and tranquility in your home. Virgo family members, let's look at your environment, because you see, I do see where some of you have experienced perhaps a relationship where there was some one-sidedness. Someone was relatively dishonest. And I say relatively dishonest because maybe they actually thought, or maybe it is their nature to function in the way that they did. And maybe they're functioning in the best way they know how. But I do see that that's going to be in your past. So you're going to move forward from that. And perhaps that relationship, or perhaps that interaction with that entity, is part of the decision that you have to make to decide whether you want to let that friendship go or let that relationship go. Or it could also mean something inside of you. It doesn't point that way in with very strong energies. However, it is quite possible that is you that needs to let something go, that's causing you. That thing was bringing out another side of you, Virgo family members. I do see where there was an abrupt change, or there was some reality check. And the reality check would be the opposite of something was pleasant and something was surprising. No, you had a reality check, and that could have something to do with you moving forward with your future. And because you're having this reality check, although this reality check is not hampering your growth, in fact, this reality check is going to enhance your growth, Virgo family members. But the spirit guide is telling me to tell you that this is a time for you to be intuitive. This is a time for you to listen. It's a time for you to meditate. It's a time for you to listen to the voice inside of you, that little still voice that is part of our psychic domain. It's part of our spiritual domain. Listen to that voice, Virgo family members. In addition, the spirit guide is showing me a series of cards that are indicating that sometimes you're receiving information or news or gossip or conversation. You know, somebody could be filling your head with gas, so to speak. Somebody could be trying to sell you a bridge, so to speak. This card that I'm looking at, the spirit guide laid this card out, indicating that sometimes things are too good to be true, and the spirit guide is saying, yeah, they are too good to be true. So some of you who are listening and who are receiving information, and you see this information is right here being supported, whereas I mentioned earlier that there was information coming that was not necessarily clear for you. Well, the spirit guide is clearing it up for you now and letting you know that sometimes when things appear too good to be true, that's because they are too good to be true. There is a feminine energy in the Virgo family, and that energy is going in a different direction. And this energy is a person that was resourceful. So this could be you that I'm talking to, or it could be that I'm talking to the masculine counterpart, the masculine complement, about that female energy that is going in a different direction. The way that you can tell if I'm talking to you is because this female energy is a female energy that had resources. She has resources, but she's going in a different direction. So let her go in a different direction, because it's not going to enhance your life. But however, as you move forward, Virgo family members, I do see where you're going to come to a place of peace. You know, when I mentioned earlier about the job that you wanted, or the promotion, or that business opportunity that you wanted, and how that was going to be denied you. However, there was more money coming through another door, through another pathway. And so what's happening is that when that money comes, that's going to bring you to a place of peace. And you're going to be quite content with your new business or your new job or promotion opportunity. You're going to be quite content with that. You do need to pay attention to the decisions that you're making. And once again, you do have to make a decision, because that decision, that card that indicates that you have to make a decision, it really talks to your lack of the best judgment. So it doesn't mean that you're imperfect, or it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means, Virgo, that you have made a decision in the past and it was not in your best judgment. And so now you're going to have to make some adjustments with that decision. I also see, once again, that something is coming. There's some news or some information coming, and it's going to throw you off a little bit. It's going to throw you off a little bit. So just be ready for it. And, pay attention. Going back to the center of your reading, Virgo family members, the idea of you spending more time pampering yourself, the idea of you spending more time internally is certainly going to help you as you move into your future. I do see where some of you are concerned about the long distance or long range plans because they don't seem to be clear. Some of you have been working on a job, and maybe the job is frustrating and you feel that you are not getting as far in life as you want to. And the spirit guide is saying to me to tell you, slow down now, hold on a second, because you putting in time on this job, your consistency is going to pay off in a little while. Your consistency is going to pay off. This job or whatever you're doing to make money, this continuation, this continuity is going to bring you to a better place. Just hang in there for a few minutes, Virgo family members. And where some of you have taken a loss, some of you feel as though, because this could go back to that relationship that was one-sided, that you're going to have to make a decision on. And this could be a friendship. It doesn't have to be an emotional love affair. This could be a friendship. Or this could be a family member that has relatively, or basically that person has taken advantage and has just been a negative person in your life, Virgo. And just let that go. Let that just pass on by. Because what's going to happen is whatever you lost, whatever you suffered through, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you double-fold, tenfold. Whatever you lost is going to come back to you. And in addition to that, I have to say, if someone has done you grimy, if someone has done you wrong, Virgo family members, please do not even think about going out of your way to do anything to them to pay them back. Don't step out of your character, because the spirit guide is showing me some cards that are indicating that what goes around comes around. You don't have to do anything to someone who has done something negative or distasteful to you. Move on with your life. Virgo family members, this has been a general reading, and I hope that this reading has shed a light in a dark corner of your life, and I hope that it has been a blessing and has given you some helpful information. So once again, my email is onewhosees4you@yahoo.com, and I'm inviting you to come in this month for a private reading at half price. And that information is going to be on the bottom of this video, somewhere in the bottom, and it's going to give you the price of the half fare, and it's also going to tell you once again my email, so you can reach out to me. But this offer, I want to do it for everybody, but this offer can only be extended for the first 100 people. So Virgo family members, I look forward to hearing from you. And even if you don't want to come in for a reading and you just want my prayer and affirmation as something that you're going through in life, please reach out to me. I'm available. But I want you to come in for a private reading, onewhosees4you@yahoo.com. Thank you very much, Virgo.